Good morning, everybody. It's Liz at Northern Bell Farms, and we are getting ready to make cheesecake, pumpkin cheesecake. So I will share the recipe here.
You have that in your shirt, Sarah.
And also, I'm going to leave the recipe in the description if you want to write it down, or you can also pause the video and write it down that way. But I have my assistants. I have Hazel, I have Jada, and I have Freya. These are all my girls. We are going to make about, hopefully, this will be 10 cheesecakes. With the recipe, it's for a 10-inch, or I think it's for a 10-inch spring form, so it's going to be like twice as big. But I did enough for 4 of those, so I'm hoping that the filling will fill 10 of these. These are just the ready-made pie crusts. The recipe does call for ginger snaps, not graham crackers, for the crust, which would have made it taste much better. But given just trying to make some things easier, I bought pre-made crusts. That way they come in their own packaging too for putting them in the boxes. They have a top. They'll be easier to sell with the packaging attached.
Let's make my tower now. Look at mine.
Okay, so first we want to take
Tower kids. Done. Not tall enough.
It's not tall enough? Okay. Don't touch it. It will fall.
Jada, I think we can make
Oh, here, I have a better idea. Hold on.
Okay. That's what we're doing. What? I do it to this one?
Stop. Hazel, no.
Uh-oh. Watch this, Jada.
No.
Okay, to prep. Best idea is always, I used to not do it. I used to just measure as I went and do the recipe. But really, if you pre-measure things and get them all squared away, because I can't look at the recipe while I make the video, I kind of like line them up in the order that they go in so that I can start with the cream cheese, then move to the sugar, see, like that as we go in the video. But pre-measuring your stuff just makes it so you can just dump it all in and you don't have to look back at the recipe at all. So that's number 1 good prep. I have 3 good preps for this. You preheat the oven as always, that way you're not standing around waiting. I used to often forget when I first started baking, but when I get into the baking season, it's more of a habit. And I don't have a light in my oven, so I can't really show you, but with cheesecakes, put a pan of water in there. Some people put a pan of water and then put the cheesecake in it. As long as you have the pan of water in there, it'll create the steam, help keep it from cracking. It'll keep it more moist. It'll keep it from drying out and turning brown on the top. But the pan of water will definitely help when making cheesecake for creating the steam and keeping your cheesecake creamy and moist. Our last prep tip is, what did we just do, guys?
Wash your hands. Hazel. Wash your hands. No.
No, you're not gonna tell them? Okay, wash your hands. Yeah. Okay. Hazel's not in the video.
We're not sitting this side, Hazel. I do.
Okay, we lost a helper because she's a daddy's girl. So, now we need to open the cream cheeses. Oh, and I should get a spatula or a rubber scraper.
Is that in a bowl?
What?
Isn't this going in a bowl?
Yeah, the mixing bowl. I'm going to put it in as soon as you guys open it. You need, I remember, 4 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. So we have 12.
That's Jeremy earlier.
Yeah. Okay, keep watching for us to mess up because this is the cream cheese already coming out of the thing. So, I thought about doing it in half, which I'm probably going to end up having to do, but I did not separate the ingredients by half. So, Paisley.
Hazel, come here.
No.
Hazel, you're right in the middle of the video and you're in front of the mixer.
Mama, can I come hug
You have to be on
You
the
have
chair.
to go over there in the chair. Oh, she wants, I see. You can help. Hang on, okay? First, let me mix this up.
Can I hug you, Mama?
Yes. I love you for you. Okay.
I mean a cookie.
I know you are.
I want a cookie. No, no.
So, this is too much. Okay. Sugar. Granulated sugar and brown sugar. Cream, heavy cream. Another tip that my mom taught me that I didn't do this time, but that actually makes a big difference and makes it really creamy and nice, is that you have all the ingredients be room temperature. So take your cream cheese out 2 hours beforehand. Your heavy cream would be sitting out for an hour or two. Everything you want to sit out and be room temperature. Eggs, when you mix it all together at the same temperature and put it in at the same temperature and not cold, it makes a difference in the texture of the cheesecake.
Is that why Grammys are always so fluffy?
Mm-hmm. That's why Grammy's cheesecakes are always perfect. We did take out half the cream cheese, so we'll be doing this again. But okay, so scrape down the sides.
Get your hand off my chest.
Okay.
I didn't mean to.
I'm
Okay.
gonna look at like that.
There, I can't see on that side.
You can. That's just a tiny piece.
Okay. Then we want pumpkin, of course. A 15-ounce can or your homemade pumpkin puree from our pie video.
Pumpkins. I love pumpkins.
So this pumpkin, I finally processed our last pumpkin last night. Done with that. There we go. Pumpkin.
Pumpkin pie.
You're gonna be eating that cream cheese, Hazel.
I think she is. There's
Hazel.
tiny over here.
Oh, Hazel. Okay, so, and some vanilla. So. Mix it up. Hazel, what are you doing? Keep your butt in the seat so your hair doesn't get in that.
I'm getting down.
Okay.
You want to get down?
It also helps when everything's room temperature because the cream cheese will be a lot more smooth. so that in turn will help your cheesecake be a lot more smooth in the end. And I know you're supposed to have room temperature cream cheese, but sometimes, like if I forget to pull it out, here's my two things that I do. I either forget to pull it out and only end up waiting like an hour before I end up mixing it up so it's not fully warm enough. Or I will pull it out and I'll leave it on the counter and then 6 hours later be like, oh yeah, I left out cream cheese. And those are the two that I do. This one is still slightly cold, so the chunks, it's mixing down into having tiny cream cheese curds. A little bit of flour. Flour is just the binder that holds it together. It helps keep the cheesecake tighter, I guess, rather than like a mousse. And then I'm going to stop the mixer to add spices. Normally a great idea would just be to add pumpkin pie spice. It's got everything that you're going to add already in it. And it's just easier than trying to add all the other spices and figure out what's good. But we ran out of pumpkin pie spice, obviously, with all the pumpkin pies we were making. So,
Cinnamon?
yep, we're going to add cinnamon.
Nutmeg?
Mm-hmm. Nutmeg.
What's this one?
The tiniest bit of clove. You have to be really careful with clove because it is very strong. And of course, this clove, I don't know why, but it doesn't have a shaker top. So, it's dangerous. So we're going to be very careful. Just a tiny bit. Do you smell it?
Yeah.
And then we're going to add a little coriander. It doesn't call for coriander, but we're going to use it because it did call for another spice that we don't. Oh, ginger. We don't have any ground ginger. I used all that up too in the pumpkin pies. So
What's that one?
coriander?
Yeah.
A spice?
Yes, for what kind of, what is it made of?
Coriander.
What is coriander?
A plant.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's the seed of a plant, but I'm not sure. And we'll mix it up. And then we want to add 1 egg at a time. We've already put them in here. Because the girls wanted to crack them. So we're going to try and do 1 egg at a time. That was 2. Three. You do 3 large eggs. We ended up using duck eggs, so we only are going to end up using in total 6 duck eggs because a duck egg is a substitute for 2 chicken eggs in baking. Well, and in eating, I guess, if you were going that route too. So, now we should have a creamy cheesecake filling. Even though, like I said, I didn't fully wait for the cream cheese to be room temperature, so there's a little bit of chunks.
Chunky.
Yeah. Oh, and the people will probably not love that some of our pumpkin is like stringy because of the tiny food processor. It's okay though. It's real pumpkin. Get over yourself. Doesn't need to be baby food. Okay. Probably you shouldn't have taken that off. Yeah.
Oh, Freya's bowl will come to use.
There you go. Okay. Now we need something to put this in because now since we're doing a big batch, if you're doing a big batch, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this into a bowl, then we're going to make our second one. I'm not going to film that, but we're going to use the rest of the ingredients and make a second one, and then we're going to mix them together so that they're not like two separate, different, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We'll mix them together so they're all the same, and then we'll end up pouring them. So I'll bring you back when we're pouring the cheesecake filling into the crust. Okay, we had to get a pot because the bowl was not big enough, and it was about to come out. But this is all of the cheesecake filling. We took both bowls and mixed them into this pot, where I'm going to stir it all together so it's all the same.
See that? Okay.
You're a sicko.
I didn't mean to. I just choked on the ice cubes. Just
Okay.
heat it up.
Well,
I can hold it.
okay, well, follow me then. I'm gonna put them. Well, no, I gotta put them near the edge of the counter because I gotta hold the bucket weird.
Oh.
Okay.
I feel like one of those bartenders at the thing where they, they do the rainbow shots.
Mm-hmm. It smells so good. I love cheesecake. It's one of my favorites. Someone shared a peanut butter lover cheesecake the other day, and it has like Nutter Butters and Reese's and chocolate and peanut butter drizzled over the top, and it was just a little ridiculous and delicious looking.
A little ridiculous. Sounds like you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You want to wear that? Okay, hold on.
So, what'd you say about filling up all the cheesecakes? Because this kind of looks like we're short.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, man, I don't know. My math was wrong. I figured wrong. And our quadruple filling recipe only filled 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, well, almost 7 cheesecakes. So I'm going to put, the oven is preheated to 325. The pan of water is in there making steam. I'm going to put these pies in.
CJ, you break it?
Only fit 4.
No, let me get it.
And I'm going to start, I think, at 20 minutes or so. I think the original recipe says 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll put 4 in there. And we'll set the timer. For 20 minutes. And we'll check on them in 20 minutes. But we're going to remake a third, probably double recipe to try and fill up these last 3. And this is basically filled up. Like, I would put maybe 2 more scoops in here so it's more like this one. But hopefully a double recipe will finish off our pie crusts. And then I'm going to bring one of these cheesecakes and one of our pumpkin pies to my parents' house for Thanksgiving when we go up to Tennessee. So that is our cheesecake recipe. I will either video or take pictures and share at the end of the cheesecakes coming out, and then we're going to decorate them the same way we did the pumpkin pies, which I'm not sure if I shared, so maybe I'll share that too. Okay.